Okay, today we're going to learn how to become a Forex chart expert. And the chart setups we're going to give you are going to be chart setups that you can basically keep for the rest of your life. Use them for all your Forex trading needs forever. And these chart setups are starting with our basic chart setup. And then we'll move through our intermediate chart setup for filling out our Forex market analysis spreadsheet or other needs. And then the best chart setup we're going to show you is today is going to be the Metatrader profiles. The basic chart setup, you just go to the home page of forexearlywarning.com, click on the link, and we're going to do an example chart setup for you. Once you do one, this will get you familiarized with how to do one chart setup, and then you can just duplicate it from there across 28 different pairs. Then you can go over to our videos page, look at the trend indicator setup for individual currencies. This is for viewing the charts horizontally across the screen from left to right for market analysis. And then the Metatrader profiles is multiple use, including monitoring the market for your trade entries. So if you go over to the Forex Early Warning homepage, click on the free trend indicators. This is your first chart setup. And it's just a set of exponential moving averages. Tells you exactly how to set them up. Okay. We'll do one example for you here in a minute. Then go over to the videos tab. And there's the trend indicators for individual currencies. We'll do that one also, plus the Metatrader profiles. We're going to show you all how to do all three of them in this video today. So the basic chart setup's pretty easy. Right click, click on chart window. Then you'll have the chart fixed. What you do here is all you have to do is right click on the templates, and we're going to show you how to set up the template. We have one that's called the free trend indicators, and it sets everything up for you automatically, so you can set up one chart in 10 to 15 seconds, and you can set up 28 pairs in under half an hour, probably more like 15 minutes. Okay, module 3, let's move on to the templates command. You really want to set up the default template for the free trend indicators first, and that will allow you to set up a new chart in about 10-15 seconds, time after time. So you go to the charts menu, template, set up one chart with the free trend indicators. Just click on save template and name it free trend indicators. So there's not one in there now, and we can set one up, show you how to set one up real quick. That way you can set up a chart, and it says 30 seconds, probably even less than that. Okay. And if you do this first, you'll be able to set up charts very fast. Even if you lose all of your charts, you'll reset them just in a minute. And so you don't go backwards or start wasting time. So there's the menu right there, charts and templates. And there's some default templates in here. Just open one up, reset the charts, and click on Save Template, and then name it Free Trend Indicators. You'll be ready to go to build all your charts for the long haul. A real time saver. Okay, module 4. So you go over to our website and you can find the next set of our two videos. One for setting up your trend indicators horizontally across the screen, and the other one is the Metatrader profiles. So you go to Metatrader menu, chart menu, click on File, click on the Profiles drop-down menu, and you can start saving profiles. We'll still look at the profiles here in a second. Repeat for each new profile. When you're done setting up your first profile, it's going to look something like this. With up to 7 charts on each screen, you don't have to have 7 charts on each screen, but you can have up to 7. In this particular example, you have 6 charts. I want everybody to look at this very carefully. The US dollar was strong for 2 days straight. This is the H1 time frame, and it is extremely clear what is going on here. You could trade. These are giant moves. This isn't 20 pips of movement. This is 2 days of movement. This is literally, you are looking at 150 pips here, 150 pips here, 125 pips here. And the US dollar is controlling all of the movements for 2 days straight. This is literally 1,000 pips of movement over 2 days following one time frame with the Metatrader profiles, but you have to have your chart set up by individual currency. These are all of the US dollar pairs. This is a trader's dream here, and you'll see this continuously and regularly if you set up the charts using the Metatrader profiles. I want to talk about the hotkeys too. So if you want to go from the US dollar pairs to the yen pairs and just tap a couple of keys on your keyboard, then go to the euro pairs and tap those keys, quickly you can navigate. We'll show you how to do that. For fast navigation, you use the hotkey. So you're hitting 2 keys on your keyboard simultaneously. On the bottom left of your keyboard, you should have the control button, then you hit the F5 button, or you go to your keyboard again, hit the shift button, and then hit the F5 button, and you can navigate very, very fast through the short and long time frames. Look how organized this setup is here. You have the Aussie dollar pairs on the short and long time frames. You don't have to do it this way. This is just a suggestion. And your profiles are set up to where they will look like this on either the short or long time frames. This is a very organized approach to trading the Forex market. Okay, here's your Metatrader profiles. These are the British pound pairs on the short time frames. So you go File, Profiles. I've already set up my profiles. So these are the British pound pairs on the short time frames. If I want to go to the very next, if I want to look at the yen pairs on the short or long time frames, all I have to do is use this menu to do it, right? Or I can just hit the hotkeys. So I can go back to the British pound pairs on the short time frame, or I can just use the hotkeys and not use the menu at all. The hotkeys are great. You can go quickly across the time frames. And yesterday in the main session, the British pound was pretty strong. This is not a 20 pip movement here, folks. This is like 125 pips on the pound Canadian, and the pound was strong. You can see it across the currency. So you'll be looking at something like this when you're trading. Right here, this spike, this is non-farm payrolls, and the pound pairs, everyone thinks that the can't trade around news. Well, you can. This right here, this is non-farm payrolls, and the pound pairs just kept right on going after non-farm payrolls, even though it was a USD news driver. So there's your chart setup where you can see the British pound and the euro pound dropped because the right click here and change the time frame. Good example of doing that here. Look, you can see it drop because the pound is the cross currency. On these currencies, the pound is the base currency, so they moved up. And all of this occurred in one trading session. All of these pips you see here. This was one trading session, and the British pound pairs moved. All you had to do was pick one, but you could have traded several British pound pairs during this one trading session. And you're looking at a lot of pips here, friends. This is one trading session. Okay, the next command we're going to look at is the Windows Tile command. You just go to the Windows tab, Tile Windows, and you also have a hotkey for this. Okay, you can use the drop-down menu or the hotkey, and then you can straighten out your charts if they become juxtaposed. So here's a summary of your hotkeys. Okay, for Tile, or going through forwards and backwards through the Metatrader profiles. So let's look at the Windows tile command real quick, and then we'll move on to the other chart commands. Okay, for the Windows tile command, just window and tile windows is right here. So if I remove a chart and then add it back in, everything becomes juxtaposed. So I just go window, tile windows. It puts it back in its place. Then I go right click, template, free trend indicators, and everything is fixed again. All I have to do is fix the time frame by right clicking, and it's back to normal again. Okay, so to change the time frame, you just right click on the chart. Doesn't matter what chart it is, any chart setup, right click and then click on time frames and put in the time frame you wish. So you can put in one time frame across up to all 7 charts on one screen, or you can put in different time frames as long as they're short time frames or long time frames, depending on what you're trying to do. How many charts should I put on each screen? Well, look at this chart setup. This chart setup, this is the yen pairs, but it only has 4 charts on it. Depends on your screen size. If you have a larger screen and you set up 4 or 6 charts, it's going to look great. If you set up 7 charts, you'll have 3 charts compressed on the right. You just have to check it out and figure out what is the best chart setup for you. Look at this chart setup. This is the New Zealand dollar pairs. This was New Zealand dollar. This was news that came out in the Asian session. A lot of people say, well, I'm not going to trade in the Asian session. Well, look at this. The New Zealand dollar news drivers came out, and you can see the New Zealand dollar movements clearly. And trading in the Asian session is possible even after news drivers. The news spiked, and then you had a good continuation here. So more pips in the Asian session if you set up your charts correctly. You can also use the Metatrader profiles to fill out the Forex market analysis spreadsheet. Go to the home page, find the Forex market analysis spreadsheet, and set up your Metatrader profiles. Okay, you can either use the horizontal chart setup, or you can use the Metatrader profiles to fill out the Forex market analysis spreadsheet. So if you want to fill out the Forex market analysis spreadsheet for the yen pairs, for example, here's all the yen pairs grouped together on the horizontal chart setup for horizontal viewing, and you can see what all the yen pairs are doing side by side. You just set up all the USD pairs and then continue on with all the other currencies to view the charts horizontally. Good for setting up the and filling out the Forex market analysis spreadsheet. So with the Forex market analysis spreadsheet, you'll always know what currencies are strong or weak on the bigger time frames across 8 different currencies. So if you want to monitor the Forex market during one of the trading sessions, remember that if the Forex heat map points you towards 2 different currencies, you can just toggle back and forth, and you can basically be looking at roughly half the Forex market just by looking at 2 different currencies, and you'll have all the charts on your screen. In the Asian session, you can monitor the Asian session pairs, and it just gets much easier to try to find pips because you only have 1 or 2 currencies to watch in the Asian session. In the main session, just watch the top 2 where the Forex heat map is pointing you towards the strongest or weakest currencies. Our live heat map alerts will also point you in the right direction. If you see, let's say the yen is strong in one of the trading sessions, just set up your charts on the yen pairs and monitor those pairs because it's telling you exactly where to go. And then it tells you what currencies are weak too. So if the euro is weak and the yen is strong, you're basically looking at the euro yen and the pound yen to sell. And you can see other yen pairs are dropping as well. So this is just basically telling you where to move your charts to